Netflix is going to release a documentary to defame Michael Jackson. This so-called documentary will be called El Veredicto and obviously aims to ruin Michael Jackson's reputation and career. Attention, Michael Jackson. Netflix will premiere a documentary series about the controversial trial against the King of Pop. The streaming platform Netflix announced that it will soon premiere a new documentary series about one of the most controversial moments in Michael Jackson's life. Here they also call it El Veredicto. Netflix announced a documentary about one of Michael Jackson's darkest controversies. The documentary will focus on the trial and the legal battle faced by the King of Pop. Basically, here they're going to try to defame him. In fact, in the trailer it says you decide if it's true or not. You decide if he's guilty or innocent. No. Michael Jackson is innocent. Michael Jackson was defamed, he was ruined, and in fact Michael Jackson lost his life because of this nonsense. Because of all these media outlets that tried to drag him through the mud. That's the harsh reality. That's what happened to Michael Jackson. And it's incredible that not even after his death do they leave him in peace. I mean, they want to keep ruining him even after he's dead. It's unbelievable. As if that weren't enough. How curious, right? This defamatory pseudo-documentary is going to come out shortly after the premiere of the Michael Jackson movie, now that it's a resounding success. Michael Jackson's reputation is sky high again. His songs are hugely successful. Curiously, these people come up with the idea to release this pseudo-documentary. But anyway, let's see what some people are saying. Please pay attention to this comment.
What the hell is this Netflix? I mean, June 3rd, the month when Michael Jackson died, as a tribute, right? Surely you're going to release a documentary, docuseries or whatever about Benedict. About his trials and the worst time of his life, right? We probably won't even let him rest in peace. Someone at Netflix thought, of course, now that this person is rising from the ashes thanks to the movie, why not? You know, why? Why don't we make another documentary? We already made Living Neverland.
Sure, but that was a different company's documentary. Look, it's not even a documentary. Living Neverland was garbage, pure defamation. It's incredible. You know what the problem is? Michael Jackson can't even defend himself anymore. The guy already passed away.
With all your nerve, and we remember those moments, so why? Currently, everyone loves him, cares about him, and adores him. We have to do something, right? To divide things a little and create some controversy. Are you going to tell me again that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 charges? No, and now saying why does nothing.
No. Surely they're going to reinterpret it for you and leave things open-ended. They're going to do something silly. Just like they did with Living Neverland. But anyway, please, let's read this. Michael Jackson was declared innocent of all charges in 2005. Alex White comments here, innocent. He is more persecuted by the media than Epstein himself and his entire circle of contacts. The world is really disgusting. We demand peace and justice, but we point the finger in the wrong direction. Of course, I totally agree. Let's continue with this guy.
Well, Netflix just announced a new series about Michael Jackson.
Well, a series, if you can even call this garbage a series.
And the accusations against him. They just released a trailer where they show us a bit more about this 3-episode docuseries where they're going to tell us once again the story of these accusations, the story of what supposedly happened, and the people who were involved. And look, it creates a lot of conflict because obviously this series is being released right now when the Michael Jackson movie is becoming a huge success.
The Michael Jackson movie is a huge hit. In fact, everything seems to indicate that it could reach $1 billion. The Michael Jackson movie will probably surpass Bohemian Rhapsody. I mean, probably. It's going to surpass Bohemian Rhapsody. It's no joke. The Michael Jackson movie is a tremendous hit. And well, now they decide to release this to bring him down again.
Worldwide, that's something I have no doubt about. But at the same time, it really bothers me that in this trailer they showed us you can see the phrase guilty or not, you decide.
You don't decide that. Michael Jackson is innocent. That's very important. Michael Jackson was declared innocent and it has been proven again and again that Michael Jackson was defamed, that they tried to get money from him, that they tried to bring him down. Michael Jackson is innocent, but anyway.
Inviting the viewer to keep debating about Michael's innocence, and it's like, decide what, man?
Of course. I mean, what are you going to decide? What are you going to debate? This is settled. Michael Jackson is innocent, period.
Decide what? Michael Jackson was found innocent in court long ago. What are you talking about? And that's something that really bothers me because it's not the first time this has been talked about in a documentary. I mean, there are a lot of documentaries about the accusations against Michael Jackson.
He was a man who was destroyed by false accusations. I mean, this man was destroyed by made-up false accusations.
At this point, here's another one which seems unnecessary, especially since the narrative persists that we don't know exactly what happened.
We know what really happened.
And that's not true. Everything is known. There are transcripts where we can read everything. That Michael Jackson was literally a victim of the system.
Exactly, guys. So you understand, in many statements, many of these supposed victims said, no, Michael Jackson took me to this place, to that place, and blah, blah, blah. And yes, those places existed. But at the time when that supposed victim was at that place, it turns out that it didn't exist. It hadn't been built yet. It had been built several years later. I mean, just so you can grasp the level of falsehoods.
Of a victim of people who wanted money. And I find it unfortunate that a Netflix series wants to keep pushing that narrative that Michael Jackson was a Payne Nelson, when it's like, come on. Not with Jeffrey Epstein, not with Harvey Weinstein, not with all those kinds of arbiters in Hollywood who are known to have committed crimes. None of them are getting a documentary dedicated to them. None of them get this kind of investigation, that kind of, let's see.
If you can even call that an investigation, that's the problem. This whole thing about Michael Jackson isn't an investigation. It's outright defamation. These are made up things.
About media coverage, it's absurd. They're making a circus out of Michael Jackson again. No artist has been more investigated or covered by the media than him. And I don't know, it just seems absurd to me that at this point they want to keep making a circus out of his story, to keep wanting to make a circus out of what really didn't happen. And well, I just hope I'm wrong. I hope the series shows us the truth.
Well, many fans of Michael Jackson are very upset about this. A lot of them are extremely angry about this so-called documentary. Of course, maybe it's just clickbait and in the end it all reveals the truth. But honestly, for now it looks like it's going to be a brutal defamation against Michael Jackson.
I mean, not only was Michael Jackson innocent, but he was also a victim. The system was a victim of people who just wanted money, because ultimately it's absurd that they keep pushing these kinds of ridiculous and false narratives.
Of course, Michael Jackson was a victim of all these people. That's very important for people to understand. Michael Jackson is not only innocent, but he was also a victim. We commonly talk about false accusations on this channel, right? Well, that's something we mention frequently. We all know that, especially since Me Too false accusations in Hollywood. No. They skyrocketed. Lots of defamation, lots of lies. We saw what happened with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. Another smear, another lie. They tried to ruin and destroy Johnny Depp's life. But well, what happened to Michael Jackson was another level, another dimension, because he was accused of one of the worst crimes. Of one of the worst crimes a person can commit. Of something that, if it had been true, would have completely destroyed his career. In fact, Michael Jackson should have ended up in jail. Or even something worse. But obviously, all of this was false. Anyway, let's hope that this sham documentary is brutally destroyed the day it comes out. So gentlemen, see you next time.